Yes, this is real. We've been teasing these achievements for, at the very least, a year now. Ever since Ironsing has been added to the game, players have been calling for the introduction of more achievements, and, well, I mean, as I write this script, 2 more have just now been confirmed, literally as soon as I wake up. These 2 achievements in question are Lifeweave and bloodrend. Life magic and blood magic, respectively. No, this isn't a joke. While these 2 achievements are not currently available in the game, I believe they've been found via a bug in Battle Royale, meaning that their files are in the game. They're here. So I'm waking up to this news, I'm chucking out a script, throwing it at the wall so we can dive straight into this as soon as it comes out. One more thing before we start though, please. Subscribe and like the video, whatever. Channel's gotta get off the ground somehow. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's get into Lifeweave first because I have some terrible news. It's horrible. As Lifeweave has only been a rumor for God knows how long, there's only one accessible point to find any concrete lore that isn't some vague Discord screenshot. Reading. Yes, I know. Since Deepwoken players can't read, I'll do us all a solid and read through 7,000 words of Lifeweaver lore. Yes, the book is that long. The Lament of Siren essentially describes a group consisting of 3 Lifeweavers who attempt to revive a fallen hero of the Hive, Siren himself mentioned in the title, with Lifeweave magic. I'll go deeper into this text in a future video because there's just so much to dissect here, but what I will say is that their mission ultimately fails. When they attempt to revive Siren, he turns into some demonic amorphous flesh blob with about 1,000 eyes and arms. He then slaughters one party member and like 50 guys before he's lured into the lifeless chamber and trapped there. While this story does have massive lore implications, what's important here is both the chamber and the methods by which Siren is revived. A large misconception that the community has about Lifeweave is that it's all about the creation of life, that Lifeweavers inject life into their surroundings. This has led a bunch of people to believe it's a genuinely positive achievement that only serves to benefit the world of Deepwoken. Bold of you to assume that anything in Deepwoken encourages happy fun time. In truth, Lifeweave is the transfer of life, rather than the creation of life. Lines from the Lament of Siren describe this perfectly. I find life within the memorial flowers, observing how they act and bend. It shall suffice for this quantity. I begin to channel their life into the vacancy, then open my eyes. The flowers closest to the coffin wilt within seconds, turning to a dark black. To Lifeweavers, life is something that can be found within any living thing, even non-human, non-sentient life forms like flowers. If it lives, its life force can be repurposed. As the book describes, once the flowers have their life transferred into Siren's corpse, they wilt and die. Lifeweave is the stark opposite of positive. In order to grant life, it takes away life. And even when granting the life of others, this life energy is sick and twisted, which can be seen when Siren is revived into something horrific that twitches uncontrollably. Now, you may be asking, how does the aforementioned lifeless chamber that I talked about earlier come into this? Well, the Lament of Siren casually drops a bomb on us mid-text. The reason the lifeless chamber is, well, lifeless is because it's made of metal. Lifeweavers can't use their magic if there's nothing living around them. This is like a gigantic flaw. Probably gonna end up seeing it in-game. The text even makes a point that the chamber is constructed entirely of iron, devoid of any material a Lifeweaver could manipulate, and that if an Iron Singer was in there, it would not be secure at all. They're glazing Iron Singers. This concept of natural enemies is something I believe the game is probably leaning towards, as we naturally gain access to more and more achievements. Emphasizing unique interactions between 2 specific achievements makes the most sense to me. Perhaps there'll be some life-weaving talents in-game that emphasize taking less life drain from Iron Sing users. We'll see. Where could we expect to find the Lifeweave trainer in-game, you ask? Most likely somewhere in Great Hive Haratel, obviously, but it's entirely possible that we could find the trainer astray somewhere in the Greater Eastern Luminate. The Lament of Siren casually reveals that there were multiple Great Hives back in the day, so perhaps we could find the Lifeweave trainer somewhere lost on an island or something, or in the wreckage of a former Great Hive that might get added next update. Speaking of Lifeweave in-game, what attacks and skills will Lifeweavers have? Well, obviously expect moves that drain life from your opponent. Think of First Form Cell from Dragon Ball, right? Lifeweavers in-game will likely drain HP in order to grant themselves positive buffs like regeneration. Hence, we might also see some changes to regen in general, as it's pretty useless right now, and it will probably overlap with bloodrend. That's right, bloodrend! That's all I can say about Lifeweave right now, since it's mostly speculation by the single text we have. On to the second element teased today, bloodrend. Bloodrend is the second element that's been cheesed today, and we've definitely seen more of it within the game itself through everyone's favorite stepping stone, very hard boss and gatekeeper of Layer 2, Chaser. Chaser, being fittingly named the Scholar of Burning Blood, was our first introduction to the concept of blood magic within Deepwoken itself, and when he was first encountered back in Layer 2 was added, players immediately began begging, and I mean begging, the developers of Deepwoken to add blood magic into the game. Initially, the concept was softly rejected, and if I remember correctly, people thought that it was going to be added in the form of an oath rather than an attunement. That was clearly pretty wrong. And while the developers may not have planned the introduction of bloodrend as an attunement when they first created Chaser, we can now go back and analyze his moves in order to discern just what we're going to be dealing with when it comes to bloodrend in-game. If you pay attention to your surroundings during the Chaser boss fight, rather than just rushing forward and swinging at him while drooling everywhere like most Deepwoken players, you'll notice the blood jars that Chaser needs to attack you. Yes, we all know they're there, but have you ever considered the implications of these jars? Chaser needs jars of blood to attack you. He can't use his own blood or your blood in great capacity, but he sure can use it, as you constantly take blood damage in his final attack. So clearly he can manipulate the player's blood, just not in great capacity. This limitation points towards these two new elements. I said elements? Are you serious? Elements being fundamentally different to the previous, at least in concept, because you can't just conjure up life or blood out of nothing at all like the existing attunements in-game. Back on Chaser, there are two possibilities that I can think of as to why he can't immediately detonate you like a fleshy water balloon as soon as you step into his chamber. The first possibility is that he can't instantly pop the player because they're likely power 20 when they attack, meaning that their body is durable enough for it not to get instantly nuked to hell and back. However, this theory falls apart almost instantly, because you can fight Chaser at power 1, at Christ's sakes. I mean, hell, I've seen people beat him at power 1. They could probably beat him at power 0 as a fetus. And you're still fine when you face him as power 1. Clearly, the truth of bloodrend in concept is that Chaser can only manipulate blood he's directly siphoning from whatever source he chooses, either himself or the blood jars. While he has the ability to damage the player via blood, I propose that you're not taking damage from your own blood, oh no, you're taking damage from Chaser's blood, whether it's some mysterious aura that's withdrawing your blood or whatnot. He can siphon blood from you, it's just inconsequential, and he basically chucks it out when he knows he's cooked and he's about to die. So bloodrend in-game likely won't have any insta-grip 200 pump one-shot moves, which does suck, but one thing that has implications is Chaser's name, Scholar of the Burning Blood. Chaser can superheat his blood, which can be seen when you take burn damage from whatever the fuck that move is called, where he launches you into the air. Do you guys know what this means? Oh yes, new Flame Charm dual attunement path. More Flame Charm talents. Let's go. While that's just a loose theory, I think the possibility of a Bloodrend and Flame Charm combination tree is unfortunately very possible. Obviously, we'll find the Bloodrend trainer in the depths. That was a lie. I was testing you. If we look into the lore behind Bloodrend, it's stated that Chaser obtained his skills of bloodrending from a trainer in the Ministry, before betraying the divers in the depths. Hence, I feel like we'll find the bloodrending trainer in the Ministry base before Mini-Tearser. That's about it from me for this video. I've taken this about as far as it could go, of pure speculation. I'm running off coffee and fumes right now, so I'm ending the video here. I hope you guys learned some new things about Lifeweave and bloodrend. Remember to subscribe, like the video, whatever. I apologize if there's any discrepancies or issues with the script. I'm writing this in like 2 seconds. I want to capitalize on the leaks early. Thank you for watching, stay safe, have a great day.